Hello everyone, welcome back to the next episode. Let's play Pokemon Gold, Heart Gold, PokeMMO. And in the previous episode, I didn't get a whole lot of recapping of the Gospel of Gold done. However, I did manage to face down 3 gym leaders, and I had a lot of trouble against Jasmine, simply because, I think, mostly because of the compilation of my team. I really do not have a good answer against the Pokemon Magneton. But I think now at last we do. So I go to box 6, and having accomplished getting her Steelix, and then going on to get, let's see, grab that, doggone it, Price's Mamoswine, level 45, I'm going to do something a little bit different, and also get myself Kingdra. Now, why am I doing this, despite the fact that I haven't actually earned it from Claire yet? It turns out that this thing's gonna be pretty badly needed before all's said and done. In a certain way, I have handicapped myself, and so I'm gonna have to replace Scyther. Don't like to do it, but I don't really see Scyther being all that useful in the events that are to come. Now, the thing is, all 3 of my flying-type Pokemon are now put inside of the PC, or at least with their fighting-type moves. And that gives me 2 water types. So I might rethink a little bit later, but for now, I just kind of want to see how this turns out. So go ahead and close this out. This is about as strong as my team can get at this point, by the way. Max Obedience 46, got a Poliwrath at 40, Kingdra at the max 46, Steelix at 41, Miltank 39, Mamoswine 35, and Gengar at 41. So who do I want to have it? I guess I will have Poliwrath at the front of the party because I remember that a lot of these Team Rocket grunts have Eradicate. So here's the building. This is the radio tower. What do you want, you pest? Scram. So in the new version of the game, you now have to put on a Team Rocket uniform to infiltrate the building. Otherwise, you can't just get in. Whoops. Sorry, misclick, not paying attention. So I need to go into the underground path and find myself a Team Rocket uniform. Hey, bud. Are you a newcomer? We had to recruit new members, so borrowing one from the studio. So I guess they brought their uniforms with them? Because otherwise, why would this studio actually have sanctioned Team Rocket uniforms down here? That seems a bit weird. Anyway, I used Poliwrath a lot in the previous episodes. You know what? I think I take it back. I think I'd like to actually have Mamoswine, the most recent acquisition, show off a little bit. Let's see what you can do, Mamoswine. I know it was originally Piloswine. Whoopsie. Sorry, I went a little too far. Slow down. I'm the only one who was sent here. Don't give me any more trouble, okay? Oh, I see, because he's guarding that path there. Alright, get on the bicycle, get into the radio tower. Yeah, I do drop cognitive levels when I attempt to multitask, so it might be that I bit off a little more than I can chew so far as doing this Let's Play while recapping the Gospel of Gold. Alright, so there's Kamen/Silver, though not the Silver of the story that I read. Let's get back to Gospel of Gold once and for all here. Yeah, I changed just to change right back again. So Gold is kind of heartbroken upon seeing the Elite Four capturing his friends and Alan betraying him, and Silver's influence, the Lugia's influence, is now back with a vengeance, and he hasn't seen Spirit for a long time. So he's at his lowest and just gloomiest, and he doesn't know what to do, and so he approaches Ice Cave. Wow, nice. He sees Ice Path coming up, and he just sort of trudges his way slowly, because what choice does he have but attempt to rescue one of them? And Marina, who's in Blackthorn City beyond Ice Path, is ultimately going to be the closer one, so all he can do is go there. Alright, if Mamoswine is able to sweep the next battle, actually, you know what? I've got an EXP share, I might as well use it. Let's give this to... I don't know if Miltank's going to be a drain on the resources, because Miltank levels up really, really slowly. Maybe Gengar. Gengar's actually able to level up, I think, relatively quickly, so I'll let Gengar have some experience. Gengar is a bit of a glass cannon, but he should prove useful enough. Maybe I can avoid a fight with one of these Team Rocket members. I don't know, I doubt it. Whatever. That third guy who's a little bit further off to the left, I'll be able to dip, dodge, dive that guy at least. Alright, another Earthquake will take care of this Houndour real smooth. Okay, so Silver kind of lures Gold into Icicle Path, crap, I can't remember the name. Whatever. He goes into the cave. How did you survive that? Oh, am I not a... yeah, of course I'm not a rock type. No wonder that didn't work. But Houndour is still, like, really weak. I'm surprised that it didn't knock it out immediately. I guess its IVs are really, really high. Alright, I'm not taking any chances with this Arbok. I know it's repetitive, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Here goes the Earthquake. Yeah, live through that one. Silver lures Gold into the ice path, and he means to freeze him to death and just leave him as a frozen corpse. Oh wow, I can sneak past that guy. He's got very short-sighted vision there, it would seem. But Spirit interferes at last and rebukes Silver and says that Gold has... He's got his... Oh, what was the wording? Oh, that guy's not stopping me. Oh, now he is. I'm gonna have to fight that guy no matter what, because I'm eventually going this way. That's why I'm bothering to fight him now. Ah, Magnemite. Finally, I've got an answer to that now in Mamoswine. Another Earthquake may be cheap, but, you know, whatever. So, Spirit gets rid of Silver completely in the ice path, though Silver's not defeated, but he has been effectively driven away at this point. And Silver rages because he's not wrong in that humanity has caused Pokemon a lot of problems, and they've gotten worse. Like, Silver has some justification to his otherwise evil plan. And so, Spirit's rebuke is like a stinging indictment on him. Like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll be able to use that. 1 in 10 chance of that happening. I wouldn't ever rely on Ancient Power in battle. It's just not worth it. So, Spirit walks with Gold all along the ice path, and she's able to tell him that he's essentially like the seed of a fruit-bearing tree. Like, you cannot call a fruit tree useless. Well, I could just go around this way. Yeah, let's just do that. You can't call a fruit tree useless before it's full grown, and so, though all Gold's doing so far is going around the region, let's let Kingdra have a little time in the spotlight here. Haven't seen anything Kingdra's done yet. He is growing, he is seeing a lot of stuff, and he will eventually prove himself to be very useful. Like, all this stuff that's building him up now is all gonna come to fruition eventually. So, don't lose faith, don't lose heart, there's a reason for all things. And Gold at some point mentions, you know, Spirit, you're stronger than Silver is, like, way stronger. Why don't we just, like, contain him in a Pokeball and, in so doing, defeat him that way? Like, this is an answer that should have occurred to every Pokemon trainer a long time ago. Any self-respecting trainer who's like, oh, there's this evil being who's trying to destroy humanity. Let's put him in a Pokeball, and thus render him harmless. Well, eventually, he would be made harmful again. Like, there's no ultimately containing Silver, because let's say that Silver never was. He is still speeding up the process of humanity destroying itself, but humanity would have been on its self-destructive path no matter what. So, anyway, I'm kind of prolonging it. The overall idea here is that Gold sort of gets rejuvenated when Spirit walks with him. Watch, this Weezing's gonna use Explosion or Self-Destruct, isn't it? Oh no, it's gonna use Sludge Bomb. This guy's an idiot. Oh, yep, another blur. the train horn in the background there. So at the end of Ice Path, you know how Spirit is constantly coming to see Gold and then leaving him again and then coming back to him and then leaving him? It's really come and go with her. He's expecting her to leave at the end of Ice Path, but then she actually stays with him. And she does it in such a way that nobody else is able to see her. Like, she's only visible to Gold, but she stands with him and she says, I'm only going to be with you for a little bit longer, Gold. But he still needs a bit more moral support, and therefore she's there with him. And what she tells him to do next is another thing that I took from the Bible and sort of reimagined into the Gospel of Gold. There's a story of Jezebel, the most evil woman in the Bible, except perhaps the Whore of Babylon. And she was somebody who was queen to one of the most backwards kings, if not the worst king in the Bible, King Ahab of Israel. And she was constantly attacking and destroying God's prophets. Her actual name was the wife of Baal. So she wasn't even really properly King Ahab's wife, but she made the evil pagan god Baal out to be her husband. That's what Jezebel means, wife of Baal. And so to prop up her god Baal, she was constantly trying to destroy all the prophets of God. And so there's this one point where God raises up a fighter against her. I sneak around these guys, careful, that guy's got short visions. Oh, dang it. I thought it was the other guy. Whoops. Not like this guy's gonna pose a challenge. So at some point, a fighter comes up against Jezebel, and he gets a bunch of people on his side. And so eventually he calls her out from her high tower. And so using that, oh man, this is the guy who's got a whole bunch of Rattata on his team. Do I want to? Yeah, sure. Let's let Miltank get a little exercise here. This is just a pain in the butt trainer that, man, I could have totally skipped him, but oh well. Yeah, just a bunch of Miltank headbutts. This makes for prize quality entertainment. Prime quality. So Jezebel kind of smirks down at this fighter of God, and then eventually the fighter manages to overcome her, and she gets cast from her high spot on the castle. I forget if she was on a balcony or at the ramparts, but, you know, she gets cast down and killed, and then, like, the wolves end up eating her, or the dogs. So she meets a very fitting end for one so evil. Well, now it is Gold calling out Claire, and it's like, Claire, come out, come down from here. And no miracles right now, he just calls Claire down, repeatedly. And just as in the story of Jezebel and her downfall, Jezebel doesn't initially come out. There are a bunch of other guys who come out first. The first is Marina, who Alan has let go, because despite working for the bad people, Alan's conscience was clearly bothering him the whole time. And having kept Marina as a hostage overnight, he finally cracks and he's like, nope, my ambitions are not worth this. I can't do this. I'm a hostage taker, and that leaves a unbearable taste in my mouth. I can't. And so he lets Marina go, and that causes Gold to have some, I don't know, forgiveness, I guess, for Alan, but Alan's still a traitor. Well, he betrayed the trust, what little trust they had built up together, and so Gold is still very upset with him. And so Alan confesses what he's done pretty much to the whole of the populace of Blackthorn. And in so exposing, like, all of his crimes and whatnot and confessing, he's done everything he can at this point to repent. And so Spirit sort of reveals herself to him, and nobody else except for Gold can see her still, except now Alan can as well. And he's like, what is this? And he's finally seeing sort of the power behind Gold's continued journey. And it is overwhelming for him. Like with the Spirit of God, like, he immediately sort of falls. And is this the right way? Oh, yes, this is the right way. Okay, good. Do I want to have Kingdra out front? I'm facing off against the rival in just a little bit here, so I don't know. I guess I'll have Kingdra out. If Kingdra gets badly hurt in this battle, then so be it. I've got enough other Pokemon on the team who need a little bit of time in the sunlight themselves. So, alright, yeah, let's just do this thing. Yeah, hey buddy, do what you're gonna do. So, at this point, Marina's come out from the Blackthorn Gym, Alan's come out from the Blackthorn Gym, and all the various Blackthorn trainers who are waking up because it's way early in the morning and wondering what all the commotion is about. They see all this stuff going on, and finally, Claire, who has been hearing all this stuff, Gold's not exactly being subtle, she comes out and she's like, well, no one get rid of this person who's causing all these problems. And so all the trainers who normally would have jumped to the occasion, they're very hesitant now because Gold is no normal trainer. Let's see. Let's go ahead and switch out with yeah, let's have Steelix do something here. I think that Steelix will be fine against Magnezone. I'm trying to think if Magnezone has anything that could hurt Steelix. Flash Can. That'll hurt a little bit, but we'll be alright. Hang in there, Steelix. Yeah, it's a special type move, so it's still gonna do some damage here. Yeah, I figured Magnezone had Sturdy, but at least it can't paralyze me. It's doing a pretty good job here. It's gonna be able to take me down to half health. Maybe even more if this berry does more than I suspect. Oh, yeah, more than half health. Good job. Alright, geez, I actually have to concentrate for a second here. So he's sending out Sneasel next. I wonder if Sneasel has some sort of special type hit. Is Sneasel going to use Ice Beam on me? Sneasel's supposed to be like a physical attacker. Do I want to use Earthquake or Rock Slide? At least I have same type attack bonus with Earthquake. Let's try Earthquake. Okay, will I be able to take another one of those? Let's see. Oh, no, alright. Alright, also, it's very fast, so how do I want to respond? Let's go ahead and send Poliwrath out. And I'm not even going to use a fighting type move. Let's just go ahead and use Body Slam. Yeah, no, you're not going to do anything against Poliwrath. I shouldn't rely over much on Poliwrath. Poliwrath is great and all, but he's the other water type and he's the lesser of the two, and he definitely is going to need more XP. Okay, let's switch him out because she's about to use a flying type move, and who do I want for this? Let's send out Miltank. Miltank's got pretty good physical defense, even though she's kind of lower level than the rest of the team. I know, I gotta concentrate here. Zen Headbutt. Ba-boom. Will this be enough? No, it will not. It'll be enough for half. Yeah, that did way less than I thought it was going to do. I can see why it takes Miltank so long to level up. Like, Miltank's got... The combination of defense and speed is not something you often see in the Pokemon world, so Miltank is pretty valuable when it comes to that sort of stuff. Yeah, let's finish it out here. Okay, well, Kingdra hardly took any damage at all. Wow. Alright, what you gonna do now? Venoshock. Yeah, I got caught up in this battle here. Whew. Maybe I should send something else out. I guess I'll let Poliwrath have a little more time out front after all. Or should I? I think the next Pokemon I'm supposed to face are supposed to be like grass types, if I remember correctly. I play this game too much. Okay, yeah. Come on, finish it out. Oh, right, there's a rocket up next. Okay, I guess I will put Poliwrath out front after all. And then the next one after him, I think, will be grass types. Okay, so back to the recap. Claire tells all the various Blackthorn trainers, take Gold down, he's being a problem, and none of them will lift a finger. And so, at last, Alan Go, he sort of revives himself, and despite him being an actual trainer in Claire's gym, he defies her, and then other trainers start to defy her as well because her announcement that she is the world's best dragon trainer is completely false, and like pride goes before a fall, and so the people around her, like they're not having it. And so they all attack her one at a time, and they have to do it a fair one-on-one, because to do otherwise is to break the rules, and it gives the Pokemon League an excuse to come down on them. I'm going to let Poliwrath faint. I'll just kind of let Miltank finish this one out. I think Miltank's actually going to get fainted too. I might have to go back to the Pokemon Center. Oh well. Let's try a regular Headbutt because normal type, same type attack bonus. Yeah, Gengar's sucking up that XP there. Will I be able to survive? Okay. I thought that Rattata was going to use Quick Attack, but I guess not. Do I want to go to the Poke Center? You know what? Never mind. The Pokemon that got knocked out on my team are ones I think I can afford to do without anyway, so... screw it. Let's let Mamoswine have some more time in the sun. Mamoswine hasn't really done lots so far. Also, Metal Coat. This is going to have to be a hold item because for some reason they don't let you trade these. Like, this is the one that I had initially, and then this is the one I picked up, which is why it's a separate Metal Coat, and it's untradeable. It's like, man, most people use Metal Coat for the trade. Alright, Team Rocket. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Yeah, pretty simple. Alright, I could fight those burglars who give you a pretty good amount of money for beating them, but I'm not gonna. Also, I'm gonna open that door, though I don't anticipate coming back through here again. Sorry, I'm thinking about the recap again. Very distractible person here. So the League will come down on you if you don't follow the rules of one-on-one fair battles. And the League's watching what's going on here because doubtless somebody's reported at this point, if nobody else then Claire has, that gold is here. And for some reason, the Elite Four are hesitating to actually come after them here. Now, why isn't Koga coming right now to pick up gold? And it's implied that, well, this has become too public, there are too many witnesses seeing what's going on here, and now's not a good time to move. And moreover, Gold is accusing Claire of harboring a criminal, which Apollo Archer is. And so, if they were to now see that Claire really was illegally harboring a criminal, albeit her brother, then the entire League conspiracy would be looked into by the public in general. And so they're kind of sacrificing Claire and letting her go as a scapegoat. It's like, all right, Claire, you're on your own. You get out of this situation yourself. And they're pretty confident that she can, because she is, after all, the 8th gym leader, and she does a pretty good job of holding her own against all the trainers. But that's when a miracle does become necessary. And Spirit uses her influence, her reviving song, to call Lance out, who was also being held prisoner here. And so Lance comes forth, and this was another one that I borrowed from the Bible. The story of Lazarus, one of Jesus' friends, along with disciples, who eventually that guy gets sick and he dies. And everybody's like, man, this is so sad. If Jesus had been here, Lazarus would not have died. Which is true enough, but Jesus let him die to make a point, to show that he is the resurrection. And so after he goes and he weeps for Lazarus, and the people are all kind of sad and sobbing, and he says, I am the resurrection, to Lazarus's sisters, and they believe him. And so then he goes forward with a bunch of witnesses watching on, and he says, Lazarus, come out. And by his command, this man who has been dead for 3 days now comes out of his tomb, wrapped in bandages. Well, it's not quite the same here, but Gold calls one more time for Lance to come out. And just as with Lazarus, Lance, who didn't die, but he's still pretty badly injured, hence needing all this body wrap, he also comes out. in the garb of the grave. Almost use Earthquake here, but what if that coughing has Levitate? This is the problem with Icicle Crash. It's not always accurate. Oh well. Wonder how much this is gonna do. Oh wow, man, this Mamoswine is a powerhouse. We'll see how well we do a little bit later on, though. Do I want to use Gengar? Yeah, let's go ahead and switch out Gengar. I want to give Gengar a little bit of time in the spotlight, despite him sucking up all the experience here, because, yeah, I knew it was going to use Sludge, and Gengar can hold his ground against that. Alright. Weezing's special defense sucks, so this will do more than half. Oh, yes, it did do more than half. Alright, so Lance comes out and everybody sees, like, what the heck, the champion Lance, what was he doing in there? What else is Claire hiding in there? And so Lance kind of uses his power as a master of dragons to speak in Draconic to Claire's Kingdra, who's out at the time. And though Kingdra belongs to Claire, she obeys Lance because he is the true Dragon Master of Blackthorn City, and Kingdra snipes Claire right off of the high place, her balcony, where she'd been standing the whole time, and knocks her clean into the surrounding water of the Blackthorn, around the Blackthorn gym. And so one gym leader has experienced a downfall in the eyes of Lance, who is the true leader of the Elite Four Pokemon League Johto League. And so, though he's been impeached, the question is, who are the public going to follow? Are they going to follow their real true champion Lance, or are they going to go with the usurpers who had attempted to take over the Pokemon, or Pokemon League of the Johto region, using Team Rocket as their new benefactors? So it's up to the public to decide, and Lance is going to put out a message to the public a little bit later that day. But for now, having overthrown Claire, they have effectively stopped any sort of Pokemon League business in the Johto region. Unless you have 8 badges, you cannot compete in the league tournament. You know, people could still go through the Pokemon school, but, like, Lance has single-handedly stopped the, oh, gotta watch this guy here. He single-handedly stopped the trainer's journey by his own power. So there will be consequences for that, but they hold off until later. Do I want to have Poliwrath out? Yeah, let's go ahead and keep Poliwrath out front right now. I can't remember what Pokemon this guy has. Weezing. Okay, so hopefully 2 Bubble Beams will be sufficient for this thing, but I don't know, we'll see. So Alan, who is still just freshly forgiven, is like, you know, what about me? What am I supposed to do at this point? Doggone it. Alright, fine. Gengar finished the job again. And Spirit kind of transforms, because she has a human female body that she puts on to make Gold, like, more comforted, at peace at times, but here she puts on her full Phoenix form. So no longer the unassuming human, but the full-blown true Radiance Phoenix. And in the Phoenix form, she tells Alan that he has a new job now, to defend the champion, the rightful champion, as long as he can, which means holding the champion's gym that he is now considered clean, essentially. Okay, good. I thought that was going to hurt a lot more than it did. And so Alan, having a new purpose and a new hope, like forgiven and redeemed, he hangs back with the rest of the gym trainers and holds down the Blackthorn gym. And in the meantime, Lance and the others are able to escape on the Phoenix's back. Hey there, do you have anything for me? No? Okay. Card key. And I forget what Pokemon this guy has, but I'm just going to keep Poliwrath out a little bit longer. Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. Alright, so they go back to Ecruteak City, and they also take Apollo Archer with them. So Archer, who was the commander of Team Rocket until Giovanni comes back, he's now in the possession of the good guys who he would have otherwise probably been taken away by the next available Elite Four representative, and they couldn't have that. Let's go ahead and switch to Gengar again. This coughing can't do anything against Gengar, probably. What you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do? Self-destruct. Well, dang, my cursed body is no good anymore. What now shall I do? So Apollo Archer is kept in the basement, and here's probably the only part in the entire story where I don't really feel right about it. Let's not use Dream Eater. Gold seems a little bit out of place, holding a guy in the basement of a building and threatening death upon him. That's not something a 13-year-old would do. That's not something that a spirit-led person would do. But these are strange circumstances, and I can't really properly justify them. I'm gonna let Miltank take the front for just a little bit. Miltank or Steelix? Actually, let's see what Steelix can do. I haven't really given Steelix a lot of time to shine either. I'm not really counting on Steelix to do a whole lot, but we'll see. Hello, Proton. You're dead in the Gospel of Gold. So Apollo Archer's in the basement, and Gold shows him the same vision of hell that Tom, the former Team Rocket member, once had to see. And in so doing, Gold is assured that Apollo Archer will either tell the truth, or he's going to have those hellish visions, which are just to witness, they're incredibly painful. You know what, I should have switched to Gengar. Will the second Rock Slide do it? I'm essentially fighting 4 bosses at once here. Let me guess, this Weezing's got Flamethrower. How do I want to respond to this? I'm gonna let Kingdra handle this Weezing. The worst it can do, I think, is blow up on me, and it's not gonna do it this time. Psywave. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't send out Gengar. Boy, that's a powerful Psywave. Let's go ahead and react with Dragon Pulse. I'm probably gonna have to use some healing items after this. That's fine. I don't really want to backtrack as far as I... nice Weezing. Considering how far I've gone at this point, backtracking is going to be a pain in the butt, so it'll cost me a few healing items, but I'll put up with it. This thing's actually going to be a bit faster than me. I think I might actually have to sacrifice Kingdra. Or... you know what? Let's go ahead and use Poliwrath after all. These are high-level battles, I gotta concentrate. I can't go recapping the story and making a bunch of stupid mistakes here when I can totally avoid them. Speaking of stupid. Alright, okay, I got plenty of full heals. I think this is one that I picked up earlier on the journey, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use that now. I wonder if Weavile has Thunder Punch. Psycho Cut. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was actually expecting that to hurt quite a bit more, but Poliwrath has pretty good physical defense. By the way, I don't know if you can quite hear this music, but this is a jam. Dang it, I guess Poliwrath is gonna have to faint to this thing. Oh well. Yeah, I'll send out Steelix to finish it off. I hope it doesn't have Ice Beam. That would be a pain in the butt. Okay, good, it didn't. What else do you have? Okay, good. One more Earthquake should do this. Hopefully this Muck doesn't have Flamethrower, but watch, it's gonna have Flamethrower. Oh, Fire Punch. Can I live through this? I got really high defense. Let me live through this. Okay, good. I can't survive another one, but let's see if this is sufficient. Yes, it was. You know, the developers of this game, towards the end, they will max out the individual values of the enemy's Pokemon, and they will give them all the held items they need to make the difference here. Thunderstone, hooray. Okay, let's do a little bit of healing. Where's my stuff? Here we are. I'm I don't know what all these potions are still doing in my inventory. Let's just use all of them up at once here. Oh, okay. That was enough for that. Yeah, use the max number of those things. Mamoswine's almost back to full health. Now let's use one of these unsellable revives that I picked up on the journey. Heal Poliwrath. Got a lot of hyper potions here. Let's go ahead and use one on Kingdra and super potion on Poliwrath. Just use one, that'll be fine. Okay, team looks pretty good again. Let's continue on. Alright, so the question of why do bad people do the things they do, that needs addressing. Like, Apollo Archer is not, like, the prime mind behind everything that happened. Oh, wow, this muck did know Flamethrower. Oh boy. Hang in there, Steelix. Don't get a burn. Can I knock you out? No, I can't knock you out. You're gonna use another Flamethrower on me. I'm not having that. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna let Kingdra take it. Let's see what her counter is against a Kingdra. This music's a little bit louder at this point. This soundtrack is an absolute banger, but I wasn't quite able to control the level of all the music. I guess I could have, and I just missed a couple of them. Alright, Dragon Pulse. What you gonna do, huh? Do you have a Dragon-type move you can use against me? Oh, they're just going for sheer brute force right here. I guess I could have switched back, but I won't. Not since I'm faster. Yeah, I have no regrets about using Kingdra early. Did I earn the right to use it? No. But I'll be glad that I've stocked up all the experience with this Kingdra that I have. Do I want to switch? Nah, I'll keep Kingdra out. Because it will absolutely come in handy against the eventual Ho-Oh fight. Yeah, Kingdra's going to become a star player in that fight, and I think I might actually end up teaching one of these Pokemans Toxic. I gotta do something in order to survive, because the Ho-Oh boss in the Johto region is crazy hard to beat. I almost had to redo the Gyarados fight, and the Ho-Oh one is much worse. You know, I would switch to Steelix, but I think that this Arbok also knows some sort of fire attack, so whatever. I'll just revive Kingdra after this battle. Poison Jab. Oh, you like using poison types, huh? Well, I got something to respond to that with. And now that Gengar is at max level, after this battle, I think I'm going to give the EXP share to... Oh, who do I want to give it to? I guess I'll give it to Poliwrath, because again, with the Ho-Oh battle coming up, well, but Poliwrath is a fighting type. Poliwrath's probably going to get defeated pretty quickly. Maybe I should start giving Miltank all the various experience, because Miltank's the lowest level on the team. Miltank's going to be only dead weight at this point. Alright, so a little more healing. Oh, come on. Steelix. Yes, just use one. One will be enough. Oh, not rare candies. Revive. And I want to revive Kingdra again. I know it's cheap, but whatever. I'm not in any mood to be reasonable. Alright. Heal Kingdra. Yep. And I don't think that Steelix is going to last very long, because speaking of Apollo Archer, this guy here who gold captures in the alternate universe here, he's got his own Houndoom, and that Houndoom's fire attacks are going to just destroy Steelix immediately. Yep. So I'm just gonna switch instantly to, let's say Poliwrath, because the game may not expect me to... Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I'm not finishing my thoughts properly here, because I really gotta concentrate against this Team Rocket executive here. Yeah, low kick. Let's see what happens. Thunderfang. Yep, he did have a response to that. But Poliwrath has really high defense, so we should be okay. Bubble Beam just to make sure that it hits. Man, Poliwrath, he's hanging on, but just barely here. You know, this is the Apollo Archer battle, and I really ought to be talking more about Archer. Ooh, yes, Body Slam. What do I get rid of? Let's get rid of Miltank's Surf, because I can now just teach Surf to one of the other Pokemon anyway, and either one of these water types will be a lot better off for knowing it, so it's fine. Golbat. You know what? Yeah, it served its purpose. If he uses... Actually... You know, I was thinking about switching to Steelix, but I saw what Giga Drain did to Steelix. But then again, when else is Steelix really going to be useful in this battle? So yeah, I'll go ahead and send out Steelix. Brave Bird. Okay, yes. And let me guess, it has some sort of held item that bumps up its attack. Oh, no, it didn't. Usually it does. Ooh, Heat Wave. How much is this gonna hurt? Aw, man. Well, Steelix was kind of fated to be rendered useless here. But at least now I know that it has Heat Wave, which means that Mamoswine is also in a lot of trouble. So how do I respond to this? Because I don't know if Mamoswine is actually faster or not. Let's take a look at Mamoswine's speed real quick, because I don't often use Mamoswine. 86, that's not bad. Against a level 37 Golbat. It's not even a Crobat yet. You know what? I'm doing science here. Maybe you guys know if a level 46 Mamoswine can outspeed a Golbat, but I don't. So let's discover. Hey, it is. Okay, good. Alright, and now that Houndoom is down, what else you got, huh? Alright, Weezing, and it's probably going to be a Weezing that knows Flamethrower, so whatever. Let's just see what another Icicle Crash can do to it. Oh, Shadow Ball, it doesn't know Flamethrower. I was somewhat tempted to send out Gengar. I'm glad I didn't. Will this be enough to do it? Alright, again, getting distracted. Palo Archer, bad guy. He doesn't really have any ultimate objective. He just wants to see how much power he can accumulate. And it seems like a dumb thing to say on first impression until you realize that people like us who enjoy playing Pokemon, it is because we're never satisfied with our Pokemon's power levels. We always have to see what's next, what's more. I'm gonna see if I can survive one of these hits. You know, Pokemon, we keep going into more Pokemon worlds, raising our Pokemon to higher levels, seeing what moves they'll learn next, and once you've got one Pokemon to level 100, you raise another one to level 100, and it's never enough. It's never enough. And so Apollo Archer, he's like, I don't care about politics or anything, and all these other little people who want to control the world, let them control the world however they want to control the world. And meanwhile, I will continue to test myself and rise to new heights. And so, you know, he kind of has the Pokemon trainer's mindset, but as with all evil things, he sort of twisted it and taken it to perverse extremes. And so, between him and, let's face it, Karen of the Elite Four, those are the two main minds that are causing the destruction of the Johto Pokemon League, the twisting. Can I move? Okay, good, I can move. By the way, that battle could have gone a whole lot worse. I've got some pretty overpowered Pokemon at the moment by my designs here. And so, what do we do with him, Apollo Archer? We got him now, but do we expose him to the police in the region? Like, we can't exactly tell the Elite Four that, Team Rocket's being a problem, get rid of them, because the Elite Four are working with Team Rocket, so that's a no-go. And if Apollo Archer weren't Claire drugged him with, then he's still really good at resisting them, but even then he's muddled with the drugs, and that's why he lets this much stuff slip at all. Alright, oh right, I can't fly. I gotta switch out my Pokemans. I think I'm gonna temporarily switch Steelix out with Fake Ho-Oh just to fly, and then I'll just switch it right back again. Come on. Heal. So not knowing what else to do, the good guys kind of meet up again, and Lance says that he's working together with the only other relatively decent gym leader that's immediately available, Morty, though there are a couple of other decent gym leaders, as you see a little bit later in Gospel of Gold. Switch just quickly, and then we'll switch right back again. Up we go. Okay. So while they're deciding what to do and they're thinking of their next move, all of a sudden, Morty notices some sort of strange activity going on because they're monitoring Apollo this whole time with hidden cameras. And though Silver has been kicked out of Ecruteak, he's got some sort of last mental influence going on. Let's see, do I want Steelix out? Let's take the experience share away from Gengar. Oh, right. There are 2 experience shares out now. I forgot to take the initial one out from Gengar. And we'll put Gengar out front just for a little bit here. Haven't seen a whole lot of Gengar yet. You're a psychic, right? Let's see you fall to some ghost-type moves. I'm sorry. It's getting towards the end of my 4th recording here, so once again my brain is getting a bit muddled. But Silver's found some way to interact with people inside of Ecruteak despite being cast out himself, and he's made some sort of mental deal to break Apollo Archer out from his imprisonment in... Did I actually say that it was the basement of the burn tower yet? Well, whatever, I establish it in the story, but that's where he's being kept. Like, who's gonna look there? The burn tower is rarely visited by anybody. At least now that the 3 legendary beasts are no longer hanging out there. But somehow, Silver is able to help in his escape. And Gold doesn't even know this right away because he at first isn't escaped. He's just kind of acting weird. And being back in Ecruteak, Gold just wants to kind of find his dad and touch base again. But because his house got burned down, or not burned down, just destroyed by the coughing exploding, now they have to hang out in the Pokemon Center, Gold and his dad, until everything is fixed again and the house is livable again. So Gold goes to the Pokemon Center and he doesn't see his dad there, but he actually runs into Kamen there. Now that Silver's been cast out of Kamen, Kamen's like all traumatized and messed up in the head because Silver had this really nasty effect on him, and Kamen's like, oh geez, wherever you go, he appears. Like, go away, Gold, I don't want to deal with you. And I could have done so much more between Gold and Kamen than I ended up doing, but there are other very good authors out there who, just as the relationship, the rivalry between Red and Blue, Ash and Gary, so also Kamen and Gold has probably been explored. I'm not saying this out of experience, but I have no doubt that there are authors out there who made it like their goal to make a fan fiction in which their rivalry is better explored. Let's try a Shadow Punch. Ba-boom. Just to look at it. So Kamen runs into the Poke Center in fear. Gold's like, huh, that was weird. But when he goes into the Poke Center, he briefly meets up again with Tom, formerly of Team Rocket, who's now a janitor, and Tom informs him that upon seeing the Phoenix enter the city again, just briefly, Gold's dad ran out to see her. And Gold means to see his dad. He's been meaning to for quite a while, like he got homesick. Oh, by the way, here is Alan Go. I'm deliberately choosing to fight him. Now, his last name is Go simply because, yeah, first name Alan, in the Japanese, it's Go. Not really very creative there. Will one Shadow Ball be enough to take him down? How good is my Gengar? Yes, one is good enough. So Gold is right about to meet up with his dad and maybe the Phoenix again at Bell Tower when, out of nowhere seemingly, let's go ahead and give Steelix a little bit of time. All of a sudden, the mystery man who... Did I bring up that Yucine encountered them in the Ilex Forest last time? I forget if I did or not. Anyway, the bugs and the Pokemon of Ilex Forest were starting to attack Gold and Marina because Silver's influence, and Yucine, knowing that Suicune was in the area, just happens to arrive at the right time in order to save them, only to demand that they tell him, okay, where's Suicune? Well, Suicune points in Suicune's direction. But at the time, Yucine doesn't realize that Suicune was there because Gold was there, and Suicune, being a servant of spirit, was in charge of pointing Gold in the direction of the fallen Jinichi. I know, it's a bit convoluted, but the point is that I haven't really touched on Yucine before now. Do I want Gyro Ball? I don't know if I ever want to use Milk Drink. Nah, I'm not going to bother with Gyro Ball. I don't know, perhaps later on I'll regret this decision because, oh no, a Rock type, I don't have Gyro Ball. But with 2 Water types on my team, I think I can make do. Tauros. Does this Tauros have something that can really hurt? I got really good defense, so... Yeah, I never said that before. No, it doesn't. Okay, that's fine. Steelix has this. So Yucine stops Gold, and he's like, I know that the Phoenix goes where you go, and you have some influence. And if not over the Phoenix, then certainly over the Pokemon that the Phoenix once revived, Suicune. All I want is a fair shot from Suicune at battling, because I've been chasing it for 10 years, or X number of years, however long it's been, and Suicune always runs. And so, give me a fair battle, you owe me one. Okay, this guy's got Rock types, let's go ahead and switch out with Poliwrath. I mean, I think he has Rock types, he's a hiker. And so Gold's like, no, like, there are bigger things going on right now than you can understand, and don't hold me up, like, I got something that I mean to do. And Yucine's like, okay, I was going to just have you be a mediator, but with you or without you, I'm going to get Suicune. And Gold's like, oh, Suicune was the one who was guarding, Commander, Archer of Team Rocket, but now Yucine's gonna go and mess it up, and so he really wants to see his dad, but knowing that Yucine's about to mess it up, he's like, okay, crap, better late than never, and he runs after him. Now, initially, he feels entitled to see his father. It's like, I deserve a break, but then he sort of repents of those words. The words I deserve are some of the 2 worst words that any person can say. Like, we may earn things in our lives, but do we deserve these things? In Christianity, we deserve nothing. Everything is by the grace of God. So, you know, you may disagree with that, but those words, I deserve, they make one haughty. And if you learn to avoid using those words or their like, if you teach yourself to be humble and be... What's the word I'm looking for? Jeez, this is bothering me. I can't think of the proper thing. You live better when you live in gratitude. That's the word, gratitude. It's like, I'm just thankful for the things that I have. And, you know, there are some things that I may have earned, but to say I deserve them, no. Everything is a gift from God, and I am glad to have this, or I'm glad to have that. You find yourself a lot happier of a person if you go through your life not feeling like you deserve this or that, but just being humbly grateful for the things that you do have. What do I want to do here? Let's go ahead and send out Mamoswine. Icicle Crash this thing. Air Slash. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but not a lot. Oh, crap. Oh, I thought this Noctowl might have Heat Wave, but it doesn't. Alright. So, deciding that I deserve is a bad way of thinking. Gold decides, alright, I'm gonna put off seeing my dad for just a little bit longer. I'm gonna head on over and try my best to head off Yucine, or this... He never actually knew Yucine's proper name. He always just knew him as the Tuxedo Man, because Yucine's kind of a weird Pokemon character. You know, he runs around in the wilderness all over the place, dressed up like he's going to, like, the prom or something. Like he's going to a ballroom dance. You know? The expression all dressed up and nowhere to go doesn't quite apply to Yucine, but... I mean, that guy should be dressing up in hiking clothes or something, because the way that he dresses in his, like, prim and proper outfits, it is very unfitting to the locations that he goes to in his pursuit of Suicune. By the way, am I doing this right? Down, over, up, over... Okay, good, I am. Now, I could go for this waterfall here, but what happens if I try to pass this guy? He won't let me. You see that item? I dropped it, but I can't get over there to pick it up. Walking on the ice makes your feet freeze. Alright, what's that got to do with me, and why are you stopping me? Well, it turns out, in the game, you need waterfall in order to continue, so go get it, loser. Okay, fine. Alright, I'm sure I could have done this a little bit faster, but whatever. Okay, grab waterfall... And now that guy's gonna say, you can go ahead and keep that. It's like, but it's yours. Alright, I'm the one who dropped it, but I want you to keep it. You took the time to get it. Have fun climbing waterfalls. Okay, I guess I just get to keep this HM now. The logic of people giving you stuff or just letting you do things has always been strange, but I guess RPGs... we're long allowing you to break into people's houses and just take whatever's not nailed down, so, you know, you can hardly blame Pokemon for just being par for the course here. Oh, before I forget, I need to teach a Pokemon Surf. Let's go ahead and do that now. Where is Surf? Kingdra... Yeah, when am I ever going to use Bubble Beam versus Brine? Actually, you know what? At least with Bubble Beam, there's a chance to lower the enemy's speed a little bit, and that might be the difference between winning and losing, so... Strength make it possible? Yes. Okay. Forward. And I will be back for you. Alright, recap. I don't have a whole lot left to go in this episode. I'm basically going to stop as soon as I get to the end of Ice Path here. Now, this is where Gold... was walking with Spirit, and Spirit was encouraging him again. Oop, wait a second. I want to do this. There we go. Yeah, use another Repel. I don't want to keep getting stopped by all these various Pokemon encounters in this cave. Boy, I love this music so much. Freedom Planet 2 is a banger. Man, it is so hard to keep track of my thoughts towards the ends of these things. I drank some coffee earlier, but it's wearing off, and it is telling on me. Alright, so, okay. So, Gold arrives too late at the base of Burnt Tower, where Suicune was in secret, keeping the place safe, but not safe enough, apparently. A guy who has specifically geared himself towards... capturing Suicune is ready with his Alakazam. And so it's never made clear, well, I never make it clear, whether Suicune was overcome in the fight or what Suicune did to Yucine, though I imply that Suicune got the better of Yucine and once again managed to flee before... Oh, I guess we're changing channels here. Before Yucine could do anything properly about it. Like, later on, Suicune, like, is clearly not captured by Yucine. So, that's that. And Gold's like, oh crap, but Apollo Archer got away, now what do I do? And so all he can do is go into the route west of Ekritik City, and sure enough, the guard at the gate is like, yeah, there was a weird-looking guy coming through here, and it's determined to be Apollo, Apollo and not Ucine. Oh, geez. Wow, they switched channels, and now everybody's on this channel. I could get the thing over there, but I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna keep going. Likewise with that item, I don't care enough. I'll grab this, though. It's right here. And how do I get at that kimono girl? I go over here, over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, got it. And it's time to push her. And I think that's a protein lying right there. And if I move myself properly, I could get it. But again, don't really care about that. So Gold chases after where Apollo came from. And it's only when he's out in the field, like way out in the field, ooh, Repel wore off just in time there, that he finds what's left of Apollo. Silver, upon assisting in Apollo's escape, smashes him into the ground with extreme power. Like, it's such utter destruction that Apollo's nearly impossible to recognize. Like, his body is so squashed that, except for the R on his outfit, you can't even tell that it's him. So, I'll bring more on that a little bit later, but I could finish out the episode by fighting this last 8th gym here, but I think I'm going to save that for the next episode. Guys, I hope that you're enjoying your time just kind of listening to me talk, and I'm grateful for those of you who've come this far. It shows that you like at least some of what I have to offer, so thank you, and talk to you on the next one.